right? So hands overhead. Maybe my low back gets off the floor. As I come up, a little swing is fine. Tap the toes, come back down. Rib cage can float up. If it feels okay in your back, reach overhead, swing the arms, tap the toes. If it's not good in the back, let's reduce to just a small crunch. Utilizing the arms, though, should put you in a tighter pattern than normal, right? You're able to get a little more height. Feel that crunch, slowly unwind. As you reach overhead, rib cage can flare up. Low back can clear off the ground, and then smash the back down again to resume or start this next stretch. 15 seconds to go in the sit-ups. If it feels good and your body's happy, you can always pick up the tempo a little bit here. Swing the arms a little faster, tap the toes, come down, 5. Resting, guys, 15 seconds to breathe. Andy, nice to see you. I see, sometimes I see Sarah, I always see Tiffany and Mel in the gym. Hi, guys. Howdy, howdy. Happy Tuesday. Here we go, back on sit-ups. Again, if it does not feel good in the back, limit the range of motion. If it does feel good, pick the tempo up a little bit. Rib cage floats, low back floats, drive the ribs down, smash the back, utilize the arms. On the back side of sit-ups, we're going to go into a single leg rear delt fly. Could be just the weight of the arms and a fist with the thumbs drawn behind the body, or 3 to 5 pounds. Gentlemen, maybe a little heavier, but more about quality than weight here. 8 seconds to go. Sorry, dumbbells overhead are clean. 3. Good, I've got light weights in my hands. I'm on a single leg base. From here, nice long levers, head to heel, draw back. If I don't have weights that are light enough, I can throw my thumbs to the ceiling. So turn those palms, thumbs to the ceiling, draw the shoulders down and back. If you feel a lot in your traps, the top of the shoulders, think about pulling perpendicular body instead of vertical to room. So maybe the hands start out over top of the knee a little further. So put some space between your knee and the hand, and then as you draw, be perpendicular. So my angle is not vertical as I pull, just perpendicular to torso versus a normal vertical draw. Still 10 seconds, that bottom leg, the knee is softly bent. Weight primarily in the heel. 5. Good, resting. I think everybody caught my demo, right? Hands will escape up a little bit. And I'm going to draw behind the body. Instead of being vertical here, I'm going to pull back and away. So just like a chest fly would be, but the other direction. Back on. Switch legs. If you feel extremely stable, you can always add a little bit of padding under that down foot. So maybe just your ab mat stand on top of. We have 3 single leg movements, all kind of glute and hamstring dominant in a row. This being number 1. Number 2, after this single leg glute bridge, I would say whatever leg is extended behind you is going to be your working leg. 15 seconds out. Couple more reps, keep the body still, draw these arms back, shoulders down. 5. Good, from a back line position, my legs extended to the ceiling. I can drive the hips quickly, take a pause, come down slow, soft tap, drive quick. On for 45. You watch the toes on that leg that is extended to the ceiling. The toes should stay pretty still. Simply drive the hips under the foot, push the foot up. Depending on your hamstring flexibility, you might draw the toes toward the shins, right? So dorsal flex the foot. Pull the toes toward shins, drive through the heel. 20 seconds to go. And shoot the hips up pretty quick. Secure the height, squeeze the glutes, drop slow, quick contact, right back up. 10 seconds out. If you're not getting the height you want, push the elbows down into the floor a little firmer. Breathe. Good. good. Little rest. Same thing coming up. Foot in the floor. Other foot to the ceiling. Foot stays still. 2. Drive through the foot. Shoot the hips. Take a pause. Secure the hips. Squeeze the glutes. Down nice and slow. That leg that is suspended, the more we throw that around, right, the more assistance we're giving ourselves. So do your best to quiet that leg. After single leg glute bridge, we're going to put our foot on that bench or whatever we have for a Bulgarian split squat. 15 seconds in the single leg glute bridge. The leg that is up toward the ceiling is going to be your foot that is not on the bench. Excuse me. Wait, what does that mean? 2. If your right leg was suspended, your right leg is now your working leg. So put your left foot on the bench. If you want to hold some weights, great. It is a Bulgarian split squat. If you would prefer body weight, fantastic. 2. Nice big inhale as the body sits down, stand tall, exhale. If you feel tight there, 80, walk that left foot forward a little more. Give yourself some room. In a perfect world, at the bottom end of our range of motion, from our shoulders into our hips and our knees, a straight line. So as we come down, keep the chest opened up, but allow the body to lean forward slightly. 15 seconds out. It should increase the amount of activation in the glutes and hamstrings on that front side. 10. Whatever depth feels good, body weight or weighted. 5. Fastest demo in the world. What I'm saying is as we sit down, my knee, from my knee all the way through my torso, I have a nice line. I'm not slumped and I'm not up tall. Right? As I come down, I match the angle of my quad through my torso. As I stand, I stand. As I come down, straight line. All the way through the body. Big inhale on the drop, nice strong exhale as we return. We'll leave this one alone. You guys can take it for a second. I'll be quiet. 20 seconds out. Feel the weight in the heel of that front foot. Eyes up a little bit, chest up a little bit, nice long spine. 10 seconds. Next exercise, legs are left alone. It's a push-up with a pulse. 2. I'll drop down into push-up, have a pulse, take a press, drop down, have a push, have a pulse. Knees if and when. There we go. If we think about the range of motion in the pulse, nice push, Claire. It's probably 4 to 6 inches of range of motion in that pulse. So not quite a half rep, but more of a half rep than a quiver or a twitch, right? Put some motion in there. Nice inhale, check the shoulders as we drop down. Keep them smashed. 20 seconds to go. 10. 2. Rest. Child pose is good. Whatever stretch you'd like there. I go back to sleep. All right, here we go. Set your base, squeeze your glutes, rib cage down. 3, 2, 1. Drop in your push-up. Nice big pulse. Nice strong exhale. I myself like to break the push-ups up with a little core squeeze at the top. Think about almost prepping yourself for a wheel roll. That way you get a little rest, a little crunch at the top. Core feels good. On the back side of our push-up with a pulse, perhaps some lighter weights. 20 seconds to go. It'll be a forward lunge, weighted, a reverse lunge with a curl. I'll demo on the rest. Still 10 seconds here. Time for a couple more. 5. Good, I got some light weights in my hands. I'm going to go into a forward lunge. My arms do nothing. As I reverse lunge, I'm going to curl. Forward lunge, nothing. Reverse lunge, curl. Staying on one leg. Drop into that forward lunge. Reverse lunge, curl, same time. Good. The forward lunge, the torso can stay more upright. As we reverse lunge, we'll lean forward a little bit. It is slightly stability dominant. If you have not figured that out, it's good. 15 seconds to go. Then check the depth in the knees, right? The deeper we get into that lunge base, the more we'll start to feel quads and glutes and hamstrings. 5. The curl is just a little extra added benefit. 2. Shake it off. Switching legs here. 2. Same thing. Tall on the forward lunge, right? Keep the body upright. On that reverse lunge, sink the chest down. Just like the Bulgarian split squat. Should be a straight line from that back knee all the way through the body. Our next exercise is called an active plank. I'm going to have my forearms on the ground. I'm going to pull the hips up, take a big breath in, pull the hips down into the hole, rolling them forward. I'll demo on the rest period. 15 seconds still on the lunges though. Hit that reverse lunge, grab the curl, grab the forward lunge. 8. Weights can go away. In 5. Alright, so from my plank position, I'm going to take a hip hike. Big breath in. As I come down, I'm going to roll the hips down, pulling the forearms down toward the toes, squeezing everything tight. Nice big breath in. Drop the hips. Scoop them down, drop to the floor. We're trying to create traction in the floor. So as your hips come down, think about pulling the elbows toward the toes. Nice big breath in as the hips rise. Scoop the hips through, squeeze the glutes, and then draw the elbows down. Your final ending position should not be lower than a standard plank. So find yourself in a standard plank, just with more tension in the core at the end of this. 10 seconds. 2. Rest for 15. One thing to think about, my hips go up. I take a big breath. As I come down and scoop the hips forward, I'm going to exhale. Trying to increase as much tension as I can. So it should feel like a hip scoop and a forward drag down paired with an exhale. Think about cracking the valve, right? As the hips slowly drop, I'm going to try to find the cadence as to which I can exhale at the same time I scoop the hips. Draw the elbows down toward the toes. Put some traction on the floor. Big breath in. Take your time here. It's not fast. In 20 seconds, we're going to roll over another core exercise with this. 15 seconds up. Big drive in the hips. Big inhale. Drop the hips. Scoop them through. Exhale. Pull the forearms. 8. 2. Good. Dead bug position. Low back down. I'm going to draw the body up. From here, it's opposites. Left and right. Right and left. But I'm in a dead bug position. Not a core extension. Have a nice tall dead bug, then reach opposites. Left, right, draw back in. Right, left, draw back in. Think about how high can you get those shoulders up off the ground. Can you remove almost all of the shoulder blade from a height perspective, right? Draw yourself up the ceiling. Low back stays planted. 20 seconds out. And then only as much extension here as you can control through that low back. Low back stays tight. 10. 2. felt the active plank wave at me if you were able to get the hips moving and elbows down and core tension. Yay. Yay, I like paying and waving because I love it. Same thing here, find that low back. Think about trying to reduce your body print on the ground to about 18 inches at maximum. From the tailbone all the way to the base of the shoulders, give yourself about 18 inches. If you can go less than that, draw the body vertical. Pull the blades off the ground. On the back side, we're going to get into mountain climbers. If you have discs, great. If you prefer just feet on the floor, that works well. 10 seconds. Keep the body up. Nice slow reach. 5. Awesome. Normal mountain climbers, guys. You could get fancy with kind of a plyometric switch. You could just fire away, or with discs. But climbers coming up. 2. Good. Toes, toes, toes. Regardless of the device or movement pattern we choose, keep the hips nice and still. If you're at a slower cadence, think about having a crunch as the knee comes in, a little bit of an exhale, a little bit of a rib cage draw down. 20 seconds to go. 10. 2. Rest for 15. 2. Same thing here, guys. Check the shoulders. Make sure they're nice and tight down. We're going to get into a little bit of a leg series again, this being the first one. We got 3 things in a row. Don't let it beat you though. Enjoy the effort. Don't enjoy the pain, enjoy the effort. 15 seconds out. We'll be on our feet after this. 10. 5. Good little air. Unfortunately, we have split squat jumps. We're going to pop switch, right? Pop switch, pop switch. If you would prefer, it's just that front leg switch, right? Here's my left leg. Here's my right leg. But pop switch to the best of your abilities. I would sync the arms left and right, right and left to get the arms in motion. It will assist you a little bit. This is about the only time I'm happy that the majority of you guys are virtual. Because then I can't get like beat up by everybody for going mountain climbers to split squat jumps. 15 seconds to go. Challenge yourself here, set that tempo. You'll have 15 seconds to rest. 10 seconds out. 5. Good little air. Andy, point to what it is. Ankle or foot? Same thing, guys. 3. Good little pop switch, pop switch. Use the arms, set the tempo. As soon as we need to, it's just that front foot dynamic reverse lunge. While the next thing is leg dominant, it's not as bad as this. We're going to get into some valve slide eccentric hamstrings. So not squat jumps, not squat pulses, just some hamstring isolation. Just 15 seconds to go. Good, committing to what we can here. Sliders up next if you have them. 8. 10. Hips nice and high, very slowly reaching out. If I can, I leave my butt up. If I need to, I set my butt down. Actively draw back in. Press out again. And if you don't have sliders, you can do it in a single leg glute. If you do have sliders, good. Everybody's got sliders. Slowly on the way out. Be careful when you pull the heels back in. If it bugs your back, you can set your butt down and then draw the heels back in. If that's your preference, you're still going to leave weight in the heels on that hamstring curl though. Your butt might come down, but still do an active hamstring curl. So still put some weight down, pull the heels back in. Versus just sliding, drag them in. 10 seconds out. Spend some time on this last one. Nice big reach, breathe. Yeah, breathe. Five seconds out. Nice tall glute bridge, shoulders, hips, knees, all in a line. Then slowly allow those feet to sweep. Here we go. And again, aggressive on that curl back in. Push down in the heels. Find some resistance. Draw the feet back in. After eccentric hamstring curl, we're in a side plank. Side plank hip drop. Forearm on the floor. Hips up, hips down. 15, guys. Five. That's there. If we need that bottom knee down at 90 degrees, we can take it, but it's a hip drop, hip press. I would slow it down a little bit. Think about how much tension can you actually develop in that bottom oblique. So as you drive the hips up, also press that forearm in the ground. So drive the forearm down. Push the hips up. Think about the last rib you have and the hip bone. How tight can you make that space? So push the hips up. Try to make that space between smaller. Drive the hips. Squeeze the oblique. Squeeze the lat. 20 seconds to go. If we come down and contact the floor, it's only momentarily and light. Don't lie on the floor. 10. Shoot the hips, have a pause, squeeze the oblique. 5. Good. Excellent. Yeah. We're having fun in here. We're telling like ghost stories around a campfire. Loving it. Here we go. Nice drop, big press. And again, check that last rib in the hip bone. How tight can you make that space? How high can you pitch? How much can you drive down in that shoulder? So part of it comes from the lat, right? Pressing down, squeeze the lat. That should give you a little more oblique activation. We're going to stay down after this one. The little shoulder dominance there, so you probably won't do what we're doing, but I'll give you a regression. 15 seconds or a substitute. 10. So many buttons. This is a distraction. 2. Good. In a quad plank, knees, shoulders, hips 90. My goal, opposites. Drop down. Load the body, opposites. If it's going to bug the shoulder, just drive 1 foot away, come back in, drive the other foot away. Extend and pause. Watch the hips there, right? Don't let your hips turn. You're just sneaking the toe off the ground. Don't lift the hips up in order to sneak the toe. Just start that extension. 20 seconds out. Ten. Same thing, guys. Clear the knees. Stabilize the body. Take your time. Nice little press. Nice pause. After our quad plank, opposite reach, we're going to be on our feet. Squat pulse or squat pulse jump. If you're able-bodied, it's going to be a little hop between a pulse. 10 seconds out. 5. A lot of legs there. Rest, guys, on our feet. 1 pulse, toss the arm. 1 pulse, toss the arm. I would use a lot of arms. Sarah, you can rest. You don't have to go yet. You want to go, man, go get it. Here we go. 1 pulse, toss the arm. 1 pulse, toss the arm. Not worried about the overall height. Just a little clearance off those toes. If you are looking for height, press through the ankle, right? Press all the way through the toes. Extend through the foot. Then toss the arms, land soft, absorb the impact, toss the arms. Asa! Do good on time, guys. 15 seconds to go. After this, we got a little bit of a core exercise. 8. We got a couple good things left today. 2. Awesome. 3. Up. 5. Listen to your toes as you land right over the full foot. Be soft in the feet. Absorb the impact. After these squat jumps, we're going to get into a plank position with hip rotation. Forearms down, clear the hips to one side. Clear the hips to the other side. 10. 5. Squeeze one more in here. Don't bail yet. 2. Good. Forearms down. My preference with your forearms down is to clear the hips off the side. I'm reaching further than the width of my elbows. So my hips are traveling way out wide. 2. Ankles are tied together. If you can, put those ankles side by side. When you roll to one side, roll to one singular foot. As the hips go to the right-hand side, you smash the left forearm down tight. If you don't already have 2 inches of hip height in your hips, pull the hips up 2 inches higher than normal. That should allow then for your hips to go further side to side over the top. 15 seconds. Less about overall depth and more about how far can you pivot sideways. 5 seconds. 2. Sarah, wave at me if it's shoulder limited. You can suitcase crunch, similar in effort, right? Heavy crunch, roll side to side. It'll take the shoulder out. You still get some obliques there. 2. Everyone else back on the forearms, feet together, hips higher than normal. Push the hips out the side. Oh, no. Don't breathe anywhere. Ankles together. Take your time. Push the hips. Check that hip bone. Can you get the hip bone outside of the elbows? 20 seconds to go. Take your time here. Eight. 2. Alright, you guys hate me, but it's burpees, no push-up. Hands down, hop out, hop in, hop up. If you need some help, put your hands on something that's elevated. If you imagine I have a bench here, hop out, hop in, hop up, right? You don't have to go to floor. So hands on something is a very quick and easy regression. Likely means you get more volume in, which is okay. Be mindful of the core here. It's carrying some fatigue. So as we jump back, maybe it's like 60% of full body length. Don't jump all the way back. Keep most of the weight heavy in the hands. Strike the toes lightly, right? Bounce out, bounce in. Shouldn't feel heavy on the toes as we impact the floor. 10 seconds. Set yourself up here. 5. Rest, breathe, 15 seconds. Air, big breaths. Same thing coming up. Again, light on the toes, right? Probably 85% stays in my hands. Light toe contact.
Good job. Take a light toe contact. Open up. It's going to lose their mind.
25 seconds, guys. Set a pace that you can sustain. Maybe you breathe for 2 seconds between each rep. Maybe you're on the gas pedal here still. 10 seconds. 2 light dumbbells coming up next. 5. Beautiful. I got 2 weights in my hands. Yeah, I'm going to do a lateral lunge with a reach. Stand tall. I don't need you to curl or overhead press. Lateral lunge with a reach. Dumbbell drift out to that leg that I'm absorbing on. Stand tall. Just a lunge to the side. The hands might be on either side of your leg. So outside stays outside, inside stays inside. That's it. Press off that. You don't have to curl, Andy. Just a lunge. Pull the knee, stabilize. Drop back out. Allow yourself some good depth in that lateral lunge. Spine stays long, right? As you're coming out, shouldn't be here. Think about a nice long body. Sit down in the hole. It's less of a reach to the arms, more just a squat. 5 seconds out. We're going to switch sides, obviously. Resting. We only have 3 more things after this. Yay! And the burpees are done. 3, 2. Other side, guys, same thing. Nice big open chest, right? Have a seat. Drive off that outside foot. Stand tall, stabilize. If stability happens to be your nemesis, slow this down. Find an upright position. Force yourself to stabilize between each rep. 20 seconds out, a core exercise. Marching plank. Man, I'm glad I didn't jump in today. Goodness gracious. 10. 3. There. Sarah, you can throw in some bicycles if you want. Everybody else marching plank, forearms down. Should be a crawl, left, right, right, left. If you get stuck, hold a static plank. Think about the active plank. Just create a little bit of extra forearm draw down toward the toes. Don't worry about the overall number of movements. Have some control. Feel good about it. And we're always being mindful of, are your hips hiking up and down as we move? As well as the rotation in the hips. That's all I watch. I just watch your hips. They should stay pretty smooth. 10 seconds to go. 5. Good there. I want you to look like you have a skateboard under your elbows and your toes. You're simply sliding on the ground. No vertical oscillation, no hip rotation, just slide. That's cool. Here we go. After this, super simple, bicep curls. We'll start to tone it down. This is the last hard one here. Real slow. Trying to prep the body before you pull that arm and leg off the ground so that when you do, there's almost no weight on it already. 10. Single leg bicep curls coming up. 5. Good. Here's my weights. 2 handies. One leg up, this knee stays soft and bent, right? Just a curl. If the weights are light, you can always double arm for a little more tempo, right? A little more volume here. But if you prefer just a single leg alternating curl. Some stability, some stability. If it bugs your hip flexor, you can always soften that leg down here, right? And then continue to curl. Again, if the weight's light, double arm, same time. Pull, drop. 15 seconds out. Everybody should know which leg they're on. Look down, make sure. 8. Wow. 2. Breathe. Two. Same thing on this side. Savannah runs some single leg curls. We just started our second leg. After our curls, guys, last station, one more hand walk out. We start with a couple repetitions for a warm up. We'll finish on hand walk here. 10. 2. Good, taking 15 seconds here to rest. Andy, if you want to get going, go ahead. We're on a rest for 15 though. You just missed the bicep curls. Sorry. 5 seconds out, guys. Hand walk. Take some time to get your hamstring stretch too. Nice big hand walk out overhead. Come back in. Take a stretch. Hand walk out again. Take a stretch. But don't rush the hand walk. Get out overhead if possible. Drive the hips. Take the hamstring stretch. Pause for a second or two on that hamstring stretch. Try to slow things down here. This is as much a stretch as it is a workstation, so breathe. 15 seconds. 5. 'Good, we're resting. Breathe. We'll do one more of those, and then we'll go straight into the other stretches. 5 seconds, guys. 2. Same thing, get that walk out overhead, challenge yourself, don't fall on your face. Okay, get out overhead, see how it feels. Shoulders should feel good, core should feel good, nice stretch. And start to press the hips up, keep the legs long, walk the hands. In about 20 seconds, I'll reset the clock quickly. We're going to start with a standing quad stretch. 15. 5. Good, give me a second to set the clock, guys. All right, in 10, standing quad, I've got one foot in my hand. I know it looks like I'm walking, but I'm not. One foot in my hand. Less of the high school version where the low back's open, right? More of a heavy crunch position. So put some weight in the foot, drive it down into the hand, crunch the body forward. Think about hip flexor, right? How we draw the hips under, so scoop the hips forward. That's a quad activation. A little tight, it's good. We'll hold it for 30 seconds. As of which we have 5 remaining. If you got there late, take a second, hold it still. We've got 10 seconds to switch sides. Go ahead and switch, same idea. I'm not open up, right? Not extending the back, more of that crunch down. Load the foot into the hand. None of us are in high school, we're not that. Can't do that anymore. Blow out a vertebrae. All right, in 15 seconds, let's get into a butterfly stretch. 5. Good, 10 seconds to get there, feet tight. You can draw the feet in, sit nice and tall if you'd like to. Or that long spine, shoulders are down, chest is pulled forward. Grab the ankles, pull them in snug. If you like a little rock side to side, you're welcome to it, but more about postural height here. Sitting nice and tall. Do little neck circles if you feel like it. 3, and rest, breathe. We'll do the same butterfly again, but we're going to go with more of that T-spine, so we'll draw the feet back in. I'm going to tuck my chin down, roll through the T-spine. Grab the toes here if you want to, draw yourself down and in. Rounding the back this time, tucking the chin and chest. 5 seconds, guys. We'll do one last stretch together. Good. My right leg is extended. With my right leg extended, left leg over the top. With my left leg over the top, my opposite arm grabs first. So it's more of a glute stretch. Nice and tall. Less about rotating, more about drawing that knee in tight. If you need a little more, grab it lower. But scoop that leg with the arm into belly. And then if you can, then sit nice and tall. In sitting tall, you let it pull that leg a little more and you feel more glute, more hamstring on that leg. 3 seconds. Good, 10 to switch, same thing on the side. Grab the leg, scoop the arm low, wrap it up, sit nice and tall.
That's actually it's not happening.
Nice deep breaths here. Try to sink that heart rate back down. Get some air.